What's going on? We're back for another amazing episode of the Innovator Hour, and I got a very special guest in the building. I got my bro, Kong Beats, in the studio. What's going on? How you doing?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Nah, first I want to say it's a pleasure and a blessing to have you here. I appreciate you coming through today, man.
Yeah.
Definitely. Before we start, can you let the people know where they can find you on social media?
On my social media at Kong Beats 707. Everything's the same. Everything.
707, okay. That's what's up, bro. Bay Area in the building. You already know how we going to do it on the Innovator Hour. I want to ask you, when did you start producing music?
I started like 6 years ago. I was like a freshman in high school. I've been out of high school for like 2 years. That's when I started making music.
Wait, so how old are you?
I'm 20 right now.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay. You a young dude. Still making waves already. That's dope as hell. What are some things that influenced you to produce and start making beats?
Really, I just always been a fan of music. I'm like a music nerd, honestly.
Yeah.
And I started like listening to certain rappers, watching interviews and stuff, seeing like certain people who make their own beats, like Hobson, and then I kind of started listening to like more local music and started listening to like Sacramento rappers. I heard like Davo, June, Jabari the Great, all them.
Yeah. What is your creative process like for making a beat?
I can't be forced to make beats unless there's other people around me, really.
Really?
I can go a week without making a beat and crank out a bunch if I'm inspired, but I really can't force it. That's my biggest thing.
Right. Nah, you definitely shouldn't force it.
Yeah.
How long does it usually take you to make a beat?
That varies. Sometimes I'll be sitting on like half-complete beats.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll make that shit just like that. I feel like some of my biggest shit came to me hella quick, though.
Really? That's funny. We talked about it before the interview, but you produced one of my favorite JT the Fourth records, So Cool. Would you say that's your biggest record so far?
Yeah, that's definitely like my biggest song in terms of like views and stuff.
Yeah.
For sure, like got me more out there, connected with people, got me more like important people paying attention to me.
How did you come up with that record?
I was like a senior in high school when I made the beat, and I just I knew JT for hella long, like before he got signed to Sick With It and everything.
Yeah.
And then I had sent him beats in the past, but no, we never got anything together. And then I sent him that beat, and he had that done like hella quick.
Yeah. Were you in the studio when he was recording it?
I wasn't.
Okay.
I just sent that out.
You also got two records that are gaining buzz right now. You got Slap That featuring Pimp Toby, Nefta Pharaoh, Cool John. How did that record come about?
That came about, that's for like my own album, so that's why it's me featuring everybody.
Yeah.
And I just been getting a bunch of artists together, all the artists that like show love and whatnot,
to
be on my own album. And so I put that together, like I got all of us in the same studio session.
Oh, really?
Everybody record that, yeah.
How was that? Like, with getting everybody together, you think, of course, I feel like that sometimes, not even sometimes, most of the time brings the best record.
Yeah, I like it better. I for sure prefer working in person with everyone.
Yeah.
And then with as far as like Neff and John and Pimp Toby go, like I'm hella cool with all of them. So it's like some natural shit.
Yeah. Do you made the beat in the studio that day too?
Nah, I made the beat. I had like a bunch of beats. I wanted them to pick through and see what they like.
Okay. Yeah. But you knew that you wanted those three on the song for sure. Yeah. Now that's tight. You just released the record Raven's Justice feature I Am Sue Whistle. How did that record come about?
That one, Raven, I had done a song with like D-Lo a long time ago, and Raven did the hook for it.
Yeah.
And so we had that together, and then like just recently he started dropping way more music and wanted to work. So I sent him like a nice little pack of beats. I like working with more like singing artists.
Why is that?
I just feel like that's the music I like making, and I feel like it pushes me more to like, I like showing my musical diversity.
Yeah.
And so I sent him that beat I made, and then he got Sue on it and just sent it back to me, and it was pretty quick, yeah.
No, that's tight. When did you make your first beat?
I was probably in like 8th grade or something.
Was it dope?
Nah.
Nobody rapped on it?
I wasn't telling people I was making beats for the longest time.
Really?
It was like, I just wanted...
Because you had to find your sound, you were still trying to perfect the craft?
That's like a mistake I've made a few times, but like, if you send out a beat or you start trying to work with people before you're ready, like that just leaves a bad impression.
Yeah, of course.
Like, later down the road, they gonna see you as like someone who's not serious or whatever. You know?
Yeah, first impression is definitely everything for sure. Can we talk about this album that you're working on right now?
Surely can. Yeah.
Does it have a name?
Yeah, I'm calling it Sleep Deprivation.
Sleep Deprivation.
Yeah,
Why?
I got that title from like just really everyone who knows me knows I don't sleep, and I'm just always I make most of my music late at night.
Right.
That's my favorite time to make music.
I'll be up late as hell too.
That's like when I get creative. So
yeah,
it works for me. Yeah.
How many songs on the project, and who can we expect on the project? We've already seen one record off the project.
It's really like 90% done. And
yeah.
It's like I'm probably just gonna do like 7 songs in an intro.
Yeah.
And I was gonna do it bigger originally, but for my first album, I wanted to keep it smaller.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do like probably another album a little later down the road with bigger names and stuff. But
yeah.
As far as who's on it, I got like most people you'd expect. I got like Neff, I got Pimp Toby, Cool John, I got Raven Justice, I got who else I got Dave Steezy, Shooter Gang JoJo, Shooter Gang Coney. I got probably a couple Mozzie people I'm gonna throw in there, like Mozzie or something.
Yeah.
And then OMB Iceberg.
Yeah.
And there's a couple people I just still ain't got their verses back, so I don't want to say it. But
yeah. Now that's tight. When will it drop?
Probably like within a month or two, to be honest.
Okay.
Got a date really. I was aiming for like July, and then I just pushed it back because I wanted to get certain people on it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
What was the mindset when you were trying to put all this together? What's the overall goal for you?
The goal really is to push myself like an artist would. You know, I feel like a lot of producers just want placements. They don't want to like. I want my name to mean something rather than my like someone else's name on my song to mean something. You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, definitely. I don't know if you can share this with me, but I want to know what are some of your go-to plugins and softwares you like to use to make beats?
I like Omnisphere, my favorite, but I don't really use it a lot, which is weird. I like Omnisphere because it's got a lot of ambient sounds, but
yeah,
the plugin I use the most is Nexus for sure, which is kind of funny because I feel like to me the only reason I use it is because I just feel like it's not. I feel like a lot of the sounds aren't already kind of complete, and it kind of forced me to like learn how to manipulate sounds and edit sounds. And
yeah.
Learn to make like new sounds out of presets and stuff.
Yeah. What are some artists you want to work with in the future?
Really, Rex Like Rod is one rare one that I like. Haven't even really had any encounter with, but I like his music. As far as like, if I were to say outside of the Bay, I would say like Waka Flocka.
Really?
I'm trying to get it.
I was, I hate to say this, not even hate to say it, to date myself back in the day, like when I was a freshman in college, bro, I'm 25 now. When I was a freshman in college, like 18, 17, I used to slap hella Waka Flocka.
He's so dope. And he does hella songs with Bay people and like certain stuff. So
yeah,
I like anyone like that.
That would be tight for sure. What is some advice that you could give younger producers on getting placements?
I think first step, you got to make sure your sound's right. Make sure you like not coming with anything. You got to make sure you're always bringing to the table at least what you're taking away.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, step 2, I'd say is you really got to get out there and like go pull up the shows, do whatever you got to do to like get people to notice you and have like a personal connection with certain artists.
Yeah.
And find another big thing is like find an artist you sound good with and stick with them. Give them like a nice pack of beats and make sure you can you can really influence their whole sound of their whole project. And that's like gonna only make your style and name bigger, you know.
Yeah, nah, definitely. I think that's what you said about going out and letting people see your face is big, because even for me, like even though like Instagram is cool and like bringing people to the station is cool, like that's just one aspect of it, and I want what I do to be personal, and I want it to be like respected even out of the radio station. I want to be able to go pull up to shows and do interviews at festivals. What is the best way to do that? People to see you out and about, going to videos, like you said, going to studio sessions, making it more personal and not just like come to the station, you do the interview, and we never talk again.
Yeah, it's just important that your musical quality matches your like drive when you're out and about. Cause
yeah,
there's people who do, if you do one more than the other and it's not balanced, like you can have the best beats in the world and you're not getting them out there, or you could have trash beats and you're putting a bad image out there for yourself by pushing too like much before you're ready, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
How can artists who want to work with you get in contact with you?
Really DM me, or just my email's in my Instagram bio, whatever, and that's like, I'll usually just be on my DMs more than anything.
Yeah,
I ain't hard to reach, honestly.
If they need a beat, they can definitely find it. Nah, fuck with that. What are some tips you can give producers coming up that are worried about getting paid for their work?
I would say really depends what route you want to go. There's a lot of producers that do like they sell like drum kits, like presets, whatever. A lot of people look into that route. And then if you're looking more in like a placement route and like royalties or whatever, you really gotta first research like ASCAPs, BMIs, everything there is to the whole like whatever distribution aspect. But then you also gotta really make sure that one, you're really getting your beats to the right people, making sure you got good communication with the artist. And then I would say really it's okay to sacrifice like money sometimes if you're trying to get like certain like placements or whatever, build relationships. Like you just don't want to let that be seen as a weakness, you know?
Yeah, definitely. What defines a Bay Area beat to you?
Bay Area beat, I think Bay Area's got the most unique melodies. I think it's got the most unique drums. I feel like Bay Area beats are just like something more artistic than a lot of other things, especially right now, because I feel like right now, I always describe like the way music and any sort of style or fashion or anything works. Like it always comes back into rotation. And right now, like Bay Area is starting to move back up, and I feel like we're gonna drift more away from like the whole like Atlanta sound and like all the. There's just a certain like type of music right now that's kind of running things.
Yeah.
And I feel like Bay Area music is gonna just recirculate.
Yeah. No. I like to ask this question to everyone who comes on my show. If you could pick yourself to be any animal in the world, what would it be and why?
Man, probably like that's a crazy question. Probably like a monkey.
A monkey?
Yeah. They got tails and they can pick stuff up. I don't know. That just seemed cool. It's the closest thing to a human. So.
Nah, definitely. I was not gonna say it is funny, but I understand for sure. That's what we were before.
I don't know what they deal with. I don't know too much about them. But
I don't think it's that bad.
Exactly.
So I don't think it's that bad. What is the most challenging obstacle you face in your career, and how did you overcome it?
Most challenging obstacle. Well, I'd say just keeping making sure you're not like making the same music over again, making sure you keep like building your sound, building your resume, diversifying everything you do. That's like one of the most important things to stay ahead, because like I said, like trends circulate, things change.
Yeah.
And if you're not like able to adapt to whatever direction things are going, like you can fall off. Like I like to make like, I really like making like R&B, like more melodic music. Like I put a big emphasis on my melodies when I make music, and that reflects like who I like to work with. But I can also make like I've made a lot of like ratchet music, whatever, like slang music, all types of stuff.
You're diverse. You can make pretty much any type of beat that you want. I think that's dope. And listen to your beats. Anyone who listens can tell that for sure. What is something that most people don't know about you?
One rare fact I tell everybody this whenever they ask me this type of question. Is that I'm like completely sober. I've never smoked weed in my life. I don't drink or anything.
That's good though.
I don't do anything else.
I'm not gonna say I am the same, but that's definitely good though.
Yeah, it's rare for sure.
That is rare though. You don't really hear that in today's time. I feel like in today's era, people have glorified being on all type of drugs.
Yeah, that irritates me.
Yeah. What is your favorite food spot?
Man, one of my favorite spots just got shut down. I'm hella hot. It's where I'm from. It's like a Mongolian barbecue.
Why you shut that? Just closed down?
I don't even know, bro. They communicated that. No way. It just disappeared. But I really like I stay going to taquerias and stuff. Any smack taqueria.
Yeah. I love taco. I love Mexican food. So
yeah. That's like go-to.
The off times. You've been producing music for a while. What do you think has changed the most in your music?
Like I said, probably my emphasis on melodies. Like I started not really making like, I feel like right now especially there's like a huge trend of like kind of like what I call like fake singing. It's like singers who are like rappers who are trying to sing type, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
Lil Durk's kind of doing a Polo G. It's kind of like a hybrid between rapping and singing.
Yeah.
And I feel like getting to develop that sound is one thing that like has just made me like better than when I was before and everything.
Yeah. Do you prefer collaborating on projects, or do you want to continue to do the records where you're featuring other artists?
I just want to do both, period. Like I think it's equal. The only reason I'm doing albums, I think it's equally as important, like I said, to push yourself as an artist and really, I feel like another good thing about it is you're always walking away with something. Like sometimes you go to a studio session, you give up beats, and then you don't ever hear from somebody for, you know, a lot of producers have that problem.
Yeah.
Like no one communicates with them when like music's dropping or anything. And so I feel like when you make your own project, and like, you know, a lot of producers do that, like Metro Boomin.
Yeah,
like,
of course. I think it's a great idea.
Yeah, it is, and it's like it really pushes your sound. It makes you more of a like an individual rather than just somebody. Like a lot of people don't have a face to a lot of names.
Yeah, of course. No, of course. Yeah. For my final question, I want to ask you, what is some advice you can give to younger producers who are once in your shoes trying to get into the music game?
Like I said before, the one big thing, if you're not like already in the mix, like for me, I was never growing up around anyone who rapped, anyone who made that type of music, anything. So like, if you're not already around these people, you really need to like go outside your comfort zone, like pull up to shows, like, you feel me? Like if you gotta go to a meet and greet, whatever, like just give your email out, give flash drives out. I used to give flash drives out with like 5-10 beats and like my contact information in them or something. I just pull up to a show and give them to whatever artist I saw, like, and just make sure I never touch the beats again. If they want to use them, you know. Yeah. You really got to sacrifice and like really go.
That's actually a great idea.
That's what I did.
That's like, a great idea.
I gave one to like Jay Stalin a long time ago. I was like 15 or 16. The beats were probably trash, but I don't know.
I think that's a good advice, and I think you shed a lot of light on what the producer can do, because it is hard, especially if you don't come from the same environment and you don't really know anybody. What other way are you going to get them your beats rather than randomly like emailing it to an email address you don't really know who's checking? Or
like, as a producer, you got a lot of power to like influence the way music's made and the way everything. So like, it's only right that you make sure you're getting the same credit and you're applying yourself the same way artists would and presenting yourself.
Exactly. And I think that's big, and I think you're on the right path, and I'm proud of what you're doing, and I know you're going to do great things moving forward.
Appreciate it.
Definitely. I appreciate you coming once again. Can you give your Instagram before we get out of here one more time so people can know where to follow you and where to purchase Dave Beats?
Yeah, my Instagram's Kong Beats 707. That's with an S, not a Z. And everything, all my social media is the same. And you just DM me if you're trying to work or whatever. We work something out.
Off tops, Kong Beats on the Innovator Hour.